You guys are not going to believe what I just discovered about one of our favorite former reality TV couples. I'm talking about Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo, and honey, they just dropped some major tea about their marriage that has me absolutely shook. Now, you know I always bring you the most authentic tea, right? Well, this one hits different because it's coming straight from the horse's mouth. Jeremy Vuolo, yeah, Ginger's husband, just opened up about something that happened early in their marriage. Something he calls a deep betrayal. And y'all, when he said those words, you could practically hear the collective gasp from listeners everywhere. Let me paint you a picture here. Jinger and Jeremy have been married for 8 years now. 8 whole years. They got their podcast going strong. They're raising their beautiful daughters, and from the outside, everything looks picture perfect. But here's the thing about social media and public personas. They don't always tell the whole story, do they? Jeremy didn't hold back when he described this mysterious period in their marriage. He said, and I quote, "There was a time in our life very early on in our marriage where we experienced I describe it as deep betrayal. You have relationships in your life that ground you, and when those shake or are removed, you feel like, what am I doing?" Girl, can you imagine? The vulnerability in that statement. The raw honesty. It takes serious courage to admit something like that publicly, especially when you're already living under the microscope of fame. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is why I absolutely adore Jinger. She jumped right in to add her perspective. She said this experience, as painful as it was, actually brought them closer together. Can you believe that? Instead of tearing them apart, it made their bond stronger. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably screaming at your screen right now. Julie, what was the betrayal? Who betrayed them? Give us the details. And honestly, I'm right there with you. The suspense is killing me too. But here's the thing, and this is where Jeremy and Jinger show their class. They didn't spill all the tea. They kept the specific details private, which honestly, I respect. Not everything needs to be public consumption, even when you're sharing your story. What they did share, though, was incredibly powerful. Jinger explained how walking through that pain together as newlyweds created a deeper level of intimacy in their relationship. She said, "For us as newlyweds, it was huge because we were able to draw closer to each other. That was a deepening and a whole different level when you walk through pain and hardship together." Can we just take a moment to appreciate that wisdom? Because honey, that's some relationship gold right there. How many couples do you know who would crumble under that kind of pressure, especially so early in their marriage? Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Duggar family has been through a lot over the years. And I mean a lot. From Josh Duggar's scandals to various family controversies, they've had their fair share of public drama. Jinger has described her relationship with her family as complicated, which honestly is probably the understatement of the century. But here's what I find absolutely fascinating about Jinger and Jeremy. They've chosen a completely different path from the rest of the Duggar clan. They packed up, moved to Los Angeles, and started building their own life on their own terms. That takes guts, people, especially when you're breaking away from such a tight-knit, traditional family structure. Speaking of breaking away, can we talk about how refreshing it is to see them being so open about their struggles? While many members of the Duggar family have remained pretty tight-lipped about various scandals and challenges, Jinger isn't shying away from the hard conversations. She's out here being real, being vulnerable, and honestly, I'm here for it. This admission from Jeremy isn't just gossip, though. It's actually incredibly meaningful for several reasons. First, it shows that even couples who seem to have it all together face serious challenges. Second, it demonstrates that with the right approach, those challenges can actually strengthen a relationship rather than destroy it. The fact that Jeremy chose to share this publicly, even without revealing the specific details, sends a powerful message to other couples who might be struggling. It's like he's saying, hey, we've been there too. You're not alone. And yes, you can get through this. And can we talk about the timing? They're sharing this on their podcast, their joint venture where they discuss faith, marriage, and life. It's not like they're doing some tell-all interview for shock value. They're having genuine conversations about real issues, and that authenticity is what makes them so relatable. Now, I have to ask you guys, What do you think this deep betrayal could have been? Drop your theories in the comments below, because I am dying to know what you're thinking. Was it family related? Friend drama? Something completely different? Let's discuss. But here's what really gets me emotional about this whole situation: the way Jinger talks about how it strengthened their marriage. In a world where we see couples breaking up over the smallest disagreements, here's a couple who faced something they describe as a deep betrayal and came out stronger on the other side. That doesn't happen by accident, y'all. That takes work. That takes commitment. That takes choosing each other every single day, even when things get messy and complicated and painful. Jeremy and Jinger have built something beautiful together, and they're not pretending it was easy. They're showing us the real deal, the good, the bad, and everything in between. And honestly, that's the kind of relationship content I'm here for. The fact that they're discussing this on their podcast, where they regularly talk about how faith has strengthened their marriage, adds another layer to the story. They're not just sharing their struggles, they're sharing how they overcame them. They're offering hope to other couples who might be in similar situations. And let's be real, being married is hard, period. Add in the pressure of being public figures, dealing with family drama, raising children, and trying to build your own careers. That's a recipe for stress if I've ever seen one. But they're doing it, and they're doing it together. What I love most about this revelation is that it's not sensationalized. It's not designed to create drama or get clicks. It's a genuine moment of vulnerability from two people who want to help others by sharing their experience. That's the kind of authenticity we need more of in this world. So here's my question for you beautiful viewers. How do you handle betrayal in your relationships? Have you and your partner ever gone through something that initially felt like it might break you, but ultimately made you stronger? I want to hear your stories in the comments below. And speaking of comments, don't forget to smash that like button if you're loving this content. Your engagement means the world to me, and it helps me bring you more of the authentic, honest discussions you crave. Jeremy and Jinger's story reminds us that perfect relationships don't exist. What exists are imperfect people choosing to love each other through imperfect circumstances. And sometimes, those imperfect circumstances, even the painful ones like betrayal, can become the foundation for something even more beautiful. The courage it takes to be this vulnerable publicly is something I deeply admire. They could have kept this private forever. They could have continued presenting the perfect marriage facade. But instead, they chose honesty. They chose to let others know that struggling doesn't mean failing. As we wrap up today's deep dive into this revelation, I want you to remember something important. Whether you're married, in a relationship, or single, we all face moments of betrayal, disappointment, and heartbreak. What matters isn't avoiding these experiences. That's impossible. What matters is how we respond to them. Jinger and Jeremy chose to lean into each other instead of pulling away. They chose faith over fear. They chose healing over harboring resentment. And look where they are now, 8 years later, stronger than ever, with a beautiful family and a platform to help others. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Gorgeous. If this content resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more real talk about our favorite celebrities and the lessons we can learn from their journeys. What did you think about Jeremy's admission? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Until next time, keep spreading love and positivity, and I'll see you in the next video.